For over a century, Europe defined what luxury meant. Elegance wasn't a style here, it was a birthright. Cobblestone streets echoed with the footsteps of royalty and romance. Michelin stars and marble lobbies became the continent's signature scent. But now, the same streets that once overflowed with travelers stand strangely still. The hum of foreign voices has turned into the hush of reflection. Europe's tourism machine, once unstoppable, is slowing in plain sight. This isn't the collapse of beauty, it's the collapse of illusion. For too long, Europe believed it could sell the same dream forever. But even dreams, when overplayed, begin to lose their magic. Paris still glitters, but it glitters nervously. Beneath the Eiffel Tower, souvenir stalls outnumber smiles. In Venice, gondoliers float through silence, their songs swallowed by the echo of empty bridges. Rome, once the eternal city of passion, feels paused between past and present. Tourists still arrive, but not in the same spirit. The joy of discovery has been replaced by the exhaustion of repetition. The signs were subtle at first. Shorter stays, smaller budgets, fewer nights at the Ritz. Then came the real cracks. High inflation, fragile airlines, geopolitical tension. Luxury in Europe began to feel heavy instead of light. The charm of heritage turned into the weight of maintenance. Five-star hotels once fully booked now run half capacity, while staff struggle to justify service no one can afford. What once symbolized sophistication now represents strain. The continent's golden ticket, tourism, is losing its shine. And behind the curtain of polite smiles, hoteliers whisper a truth they can't post online. Luxury travel is changing faster than Europe can adapt. The modern elite aren't chasing cathedrals anymore. They're chasing connection. They want something untouched, something personal, something real. But Europe has spent decades polishing rather than evolving. In a world of fast change, its grace has become its greatest weakness. The continent is still breathtaking, but increasingly irrelevant to a generation raised on motion and novelty. Once upon a time, a suite in Paris was the dream of the wealthy. Now, the wealthy want privacy in the Maldives, not chandeliers in Mayfair. They want experience, not excess, and they're willing to fly halfway around the world to find it. Luxury here has become predictable. The menus, the marble, the manners, all perfect, all identical. And perfection without surprise is boredom in disguise. Even heritage can feel hollow when it stops evolving. You can't inspire awe with what everyone has already Instagrammed. And Europe, for all its history, forgot how to reinvent wonder. The locals feel it too. In Florence, boutique owners speak softly about disappearing customers. In Barcelona, waiters polish glasses that never leave the rack. In Vienna's cafes, violins still play for audiences that no longer come. Tourism gave life, but also dependency, and now the lifeline is thinning. The problem isn't that people stopped loving Europe, it's that they started comparing it. The same price that once bought a night in Paris now buys a private villa in Phuket. And travelers who used to chase prestige now chase peace. They don't want grand, they want genuine. That subtle shift has undone an entire industry built on appearance. Luxury hotel chains like Four Seasons, Aman, and Mandarin Oriental see the trend. Fewer Europeans, more Asians, more Middle Easterners. The balance of influence is changing, and Europe can feel its authority slipping away. In Monaco, the yachts still gleam, but the harbors feel quieter. In St. Moritz, champagne flows, but conversations linger on costs. Even the ultra-rich are cautious now, aware that opulence looks tone-deaf in a fragile world. Luxury is evolving from indulgence to introspection, from showing off to slowing down. And Europe's greatest challenge is learning humility in a world it once led. Over-tourism was yesterday's crisis. Under-tourism is today's. The very cities that banned crowds now long for them. Venice charges an entry fee just to survive. Paris raises hotel taxes to stay afloat. But no fee can buy back fascination once it's lost. Europe's architecture remains timeless, but its allure has aged. The fantasy hasn't vanished, it's simply familiar. And familiarity, in travel, is fatal. Every traveler now wants to feel like a pioneer. But how can anyone feel that in a city photographed a billion times? The secret corners are gone. Discovery has become digital. Even influencers admit fatigue. The same backdrops, the same captions, the same filtered sunsets. Luxury, once emotional, has become algorithmic. And no algorithm can replicate awe. That's why the world's attention has drifted east. To Dubai's spectacle, Thailand's serenity, Japan's precision, where modern luxury feels alive again. Meanwhile, Europe's brilliance feels paused in a gilded frame. Beautiful, but still. A masterpiece admired, but no longer touched. Luxury once made Europe untouchable, but now it's the very thing holding it back. The continent perfected opulence, and in doing so, made it predictable. When every five-star experience feels the same, even paradise loses flavor. For decades, the world came here to feel elite. Now they come to feel seen. And Europe isn't watching anymore. Its hospitality feels rehearsed, its charm scripted. Guests want connection, not choreography. This is the new paradox. Europe built its wealth on emotion, but lost the ability to feel surprised. The grand hotels that once hosted kings now chase influencers for visibility. And in that chase, dignity gave way to desperation. You can sense it in the air, polite smiles hiding nervous energy. Managers whisper about layoffs over espresso. Lobby flowers fade slower than profits. The decline isn't dramatic, it's quiet, almost elegant. Cities that once overflowed now echo with emptiness. Venice at dusk, Rome at dawn. Beautiful, haunting, still. Luxury thrives on attention, but attention has moved elsewhere. The new luxury traveler doesn't want to be seen sipping champagne in Paris. They want to meditate on a cliff in Santorini or hike through silence in Slovenia. Their idea of status has shifted from visibility to invisibility. But Europe was built for the opposite. It was made to be admired, not escaped. Now, that design feels outdated, like a masterpiece in a museum no one visits. Even the brands feel it. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior, icons of French power now cater to Asian demand. Their boutiques still sparkle, but the buyers have changed. Europe's luxury exports thrive abroad, while its destinations starve at home. Tourism was always Europe's soft power. Now it's a soft wound. Governments debate sustainability while locals debate survival. Every new regulation buys time but not transformation. Inflation hits harder than pride admits. A glass of wine in Florence costs as much as dinner in Bali. The wealthy notice and quietly adjust their maps. Prestige destinations fade faster than anyone expected. Even nature is pushing back. Overheated summers make southern cities unbearable. Mediterranean coastlines crumble under erosion. Alpine snow arrives late, melts early. The climate itself seems to be rejecting excess. The glamour of European travel now competes with guilt. The guilt of flying far, spending much, and seeing little change. Modern travelers want purpose, and purpose can't be packaged in satin. But in crisis, there is clarity. And Europe's emptiness is forcing it to rediscover its soul. Slow travel is no longer a niche, it's a movement. Guests are trading itineraries for immersion, selfies for stillness. They're staying longer, spending less, and feeling more. A week in Tuscany to learn cooking, a month in Provence to paint. Luxury, redefined as time instead of things. Boutique hotels thrive quietly in this new era. Places where owners greet you by name and stories matter more than stars. It's less about status and more about sincerity. In Greece, villas built for Instagram now host retreats for reconnection. In Portugal, vineyards turn to regenerative farming, inviting travelers to get their hands dirty. Even in Paris, once the symbol of surface, cafes whisper of simplicity again. The old world is learning to breathe. Slowly, softly, with humility. Europe's power now lies not in perfection, but in patience. The new traveler doesn't chase destinations, they chase depth. And Europe, more than any other place, still has depth to give, if it remembers. Museums remain timeless, but meaning must evolve. History doesn't need to be polished, it needs to be felt. And the travelers who still come want to feel it again. Beneath the marble and the manners, the heart of Europe still beats. It's just quieter now, wiser, gentler, waiting to be heard. Economists see crisis. Artists see opportunity. The fall of mass luxury might be the rise of meaningful travel. Imagine Venice with half the boats but twice the respect. Florence with fewer tours but deeper stories. That's where Europe's redemption begins. The continent doesn't need to compete with Asia's flash or America's innovation. It needs to remember that stillness is its superpower. Because in a noisy world, silence sells better than spectacle. The five-star hotels will adapt. They always do. They'll trade excess for emotion, chandeliers for calm, marble for mindfulness. The future of luxury isn't gold, it's grace. Europe has faced worse than an empty summer season. It's survived wars, plagues, and revolutions. This is just a reawakening. Every cobblestone carries the memory of resilience. Every cathedral reminds the world that beauty endures beyond profit. This crisis won't destroy Europe, it will redefine it. Because what made Europe great was never its prices or palaces. It was the feeling. The rare ability to make strangers feel at home. That feeling is still there, buried under years of noise and numbers. And when it resurfaces, the world will return. Not for luxury, but for love. Not to consume Europe, but to connect with it. Empty streets aren't signs of decline. They're space for rebirth. The quiet plazas, the unbooked rooms, the silent galleries, they're waiting to matter again? Soon, travelers will crave not the crowded Louvre, but the forgotten village. Not the cruise through Venice, but the walk through mist in the Dolomites. Because the new luxury is truth, and Europe, when honest, is still unmatched. This continent doesn't need reinvention. It needs remembrance. The dark truth behind empty cities is simply this. Europe is shedding its disguise. The masks of money, the mirrors of vanity, the illusion of endless demand. What remains beneath is purer, slower, more sincere. A Europe that breathes again, quietly rewriting its story. And when the next generation arrives, they won't find a collapsed empire. They'll find a continent that learned how to be human again.